Hey everybody, welcome to Did You Hear About This? I'm Bill.
I am Scott.
We're going to try a video again today. A video episode. Try to get some YouTube numbers.
Yeesh.
We have like 3 viewers on YouTube.
Hi Dan, hi Michelle.
Yeah, and third mystery person.
Third mystery person.
We love you. Thank you for being there. So my figuring here is if we can get some good video footage, we'll be able to use YouTube Shorts and try to drive new traffic through YouTube Shorts.
I hear good things about YouTube Shorts, yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's supposedly a really great traffic driver. Here we go again.
Traffic driver?
Yeah, the editing is going to be harder. See, I would normally have to edit that out. Now I can't. Well, I can, but
You sure can.
That's the hard part with video because you got to match everything up.
Well, now you get to see how the sausage gets made.
Yeah. So what's new with you?
Not a whole lot. My dad's in the hospital, so that's not fun. Yeah, I know, right? Downer. But planned surgery. He's on the other side of it.
That's great.
Making amends, you know?
Good. Great.
Yeah. How about you? Anything fun?
No, just another dull week, unfortunately. I finished watching that Daredevil.
I didn't watch the last episode.
No? Did you watch the last
I watched
2?
the second to last episode.
It's getting good.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you can tell where the reshoots have come in, and the whole show is like a different show.
Great, but why did it take 8 episodes to get there?
Because they had 6 episodes. It was 6 episodes, I think, of already shot shit, and then 7, 8, and 9 were reshot episodes.
Yeah.
I think
you're right. I did read that.
Yeah, what a hodgepodge show.
Yeah. I just... Here's the thing. I did like episode 8. It made me want more. You would think that I would like, episode 9 is, I'm going to watch it right away. We're recording on Thursday. It came out 2 nights ago. Clearly, I didn't. Now, I had other obligations that I didn't watch a lot of television, but you think that would have been the first thing I went to, and still haven't clicked on play yet.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I did click play on? Here's the rabbit hole I went down. Let me ask if you heard about this. Do you know the Red Bull Soapbox Derby?
I remember a Red Bull thing where they took go-karts and drove them off piers.
So that may have been Flutog. So there's a couple different like Red Bull extreme sport type things that they have on YouTube.
Yeah.
I've been watching these, the best of the Red Bull Soapbox, and people just make these carts and they have to go down this course. And there was one in Spain, there was one in Portugal, there was one in, I guess, the UK. There's a few of them in the United States. And I guess they happen during the summertime. I don't know. But people will make these carts and they're all dressed up like in a certain theme. There must have been like 8 different Marty McFly and Doc Browns.
Oh, yeah?
They have like their carts looks like a DeLorean. And some of them are just, and they get graded on a couple different things. It's like showmanship and the speed of the run and I don't even know what the other criteria are, but they get graded, and I think the fans just vote for what the best in show is. And yeah, there's some hilarious things out there on YouTube if you just look up like Red Bull challenges.
It's like a human Pinewood Derby. Do you know what the Pinewood Derby is in Cub Scouts?
Well, yeah, and then also they do have like a soapbox derby that happens every year out in the Midwest. I want to say like in Chicago.
Who, Red Bull?
Well, no, this happens all over the place, but I think the Cub Scouts or the Boy Scouts have the Pinewood or the Soapbox Derby. Oh. Pinewood Derby is a little cars that you carve down out of a block of wood.
Yeah, that's what I did with my kid.
Right.
And you either won based on winning the race or you won based on presentation, or it sounds like...
Might be the same type deal.
Sounds like the same thing.
It was funny, though.
All right.
There were some great things to check out. Some epic crashes.
Oh, people got hurt?
Had to have. And they're all wearing like GoPros. Now, they all have to wear helmets and supposed to have protective gear, but dude, some of these people wipe out hard.
I'm into that. I like that. I like watching people get hurt.
Some of it felt like I was watching Extreme Elimination Challenge. Remember that show?
That's right. With
Don't get eliminated. Guy Ledouche.
Guy Ledouche.
Guy Ledouche. Oh. Couldn't remake that today.
No, absolutely not.
Very racially insensitive.
Yeah. Well, here, I'm sure it's still being made in Japan or wherever it came from.
I guess. It was an import from somewhere.
Yeah.
But that voiceover work was just chef's kiss.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 dopey Americans doing the voiceover. Yeah. Nothing made sense.
No.
What a good show that was.
And Talk about people getting wiped out, man. They got hurt.
Yeah, some of them.
I just remember that teacup one where they were like ride a teacup down a cliffside. And it was just ridiculous shit.
Never saw any decapitations, so
No,
they never went
no.
that far.
And then when they brought it to America, they made that Wipeout show, and that was just such a watered-down version of what
I know.
the original was.
I know. I hated Wipeout.
Fucking dumb.
It was so stupid. It was like the kid version. It was like Double Dare.
You're right. But you know what would have made me watch it? If Val Kilmer and Will Forte would have teamed up to do it, I would have watched that.
Maybe that's what The Amazing Race is. I've never seen the show.
I don't think it's that involved, but yeah, maybe.
I got a follow-up story on them when we're talking about a news item from last week that they were going to be. Well, I guess Val Kilmer wanted.
He asked Will Forte to be his partner on The Amazing Race.
But was Val ultimately on it?
No, I don't think anybody was on it that I know of.
Did you know
because both of their managers shut it down. They said no way.
Yeah, they said this is stupid.
You're an idiot.
You're too. What's next? Dancing with the Stars?
What's next? ChillerCon?
Yeah, yeah. You got a reputation to uphold. You're barely got a pinky in show business. We don't want to make it look like you're celebrities.
Iceman, you idiot.
Well, it turned out they were roommates. I didn't know that. At some point, Val Kilmer and
Will Forte?
Will Forte. I don't know why his name won't stick in my head tonight. Yeah, evidently they were roommates at some point in their lives.
That's incredible.
If it's true, who knows? That's what I read.
I don't know. So what else is going on? Anything fun?
Well, a surprise game could be fun. You want to play a game?
Wow, yeah. I actually have some mailbag before we get into that.
All right, let's do mailbag.
I hear from Brother Rob, basically, goddamn you, Bill, for making me want to go to Mardi Gras now.
Good. Mardi Gras needs you.
You inspired Brother Rob to want to go to Mardi Gras.
New Orleans needs more people. There weren't enough there.
Also, for our last episode, I was questioned when talking about my chili and chowder cook-off that I have coming up next month. By the way, chowder recipe, better than the chili recipe. So I think I'm in good standing there. We'll see how I make out against the top chefs of Southern Jersey next month. But I was questioned why I didn't do a classic Simpsons drop when I didn't say chowder or say it, Frenchie. Say chowder with Freddie Quimby.
Because sometimes getting a drop can take 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Digging through YouTube to find it, finally finding it, downloading it with all those sketchy websites that you use to download them, and then turning it into an MP3, putting the MP3 in, cutting it, and suddenly you're like, 30 minutes for one quick gag.
Was that worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually been phasing out the sound drops a little bit. Just it's easier for the edit. We'll see how this goes.
I was going to say, if this video works out, we end up using this stuff, it's going to be me doing all the editing.
Yeah.
So we'll see how I do. And I doubt I'll be doing the sound drops because video editing is going to take a lot longer. I'll try to put some in.
Yeah.
But I can't go crazy on them. Not until I get faster at doing the video editing.
Any big Easter plans coming up here? Easter Sunday coming up in a few days?
Not big, just going to my parents-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah, going and having chow there.
Yeah. We probably won't do Easter till next weekend because the old man's still in the hospital.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Every year I wake up and the basket's not there like it used to be. I don't know why.
Easter was never one of my favorite holidays, though, even as a kid.
The only thing I like about Easter really is the Cadbury egg comes out. I love the Cadbury egg.
I'm more of a Reese's egg guy myself.
All right. It's not bad. It's not quite as good.
You're not getting mad at a Reese's, huh?
I like Cadbury anything.
Really?
Yeah, they're pretty good brand. Good chocolate.
Made by Hershey's.
That I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was made by Cadbury.
I think it was at one point. Hershey's bought them out.
Makes sense.
Conglomerates,
That's business. That's how it works. You want to play this game?
Yeah, what's the topic?
Talk about conglomerates. Talk about big companies. So Google, you've heard of them. Maybe you've heard of them.
A small little offshoot from Silicon Valley area?
Yeah, real tiny.
Yeah, okay.
Real small. Every year they put out the most common searches in certain categories.
Okay.
So we're pretty past 2024 at this point. We're almost into summer of 2025.
So the results are in.
So the results are way in, and I have just come across them. And I wanted to play a game with you. I'm going to actually ask you for what you think, and I'll give you 2 tries, for what you think are the most searched actors, most searched musicians, and the most searched movies in Google. So we'll start with actors.
The most searched actor in Google.
Think of 2024.
See, the first thing I thought of was like Tom Cruise.
Nope.
Do you have like a ranking of like top 5, or you just have the top 1?
It's just the top
The
5.
top 5. All right. So that's one of my guesses. Top actors. Ryan Reynolds.
No. All right, so you lost round 1.
All right.
Listen to this list. Tell me how this can be true. And this is in no order. Cat Williams.
He's barely even an actor.
He's barely even an
a
actor.
comedian.
I know.
And not a good one at that.
But why would he be he was searched.
Controversy.
There was controversy. He was probably searched because he was talking a lot about Diddy and a lot about Inside Hollywood, and there was that going on in 2024.
I suppose. He was number 1, or are you going 5 to 1?
It's just a random order. So he's
Okay.
in the top 5. Here's a guy I don't even know, Jacob Elordi.
Beats me.
How the fuck can somebody... We don't even know who it is.
Maybe people are Googling him to see who the fuck is Jacob Elordi.
He's some guy. He's like, why is everybody searching my name? Glenn Powell.
General... That was Colin Powell.
No.
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell. He's in Twisters. He's like the new up-and-comer. He was in Top Gun Maverick. He's in stuff. He's in stuff I don't watch.
This just goes to show who's using Google.
I guess. Yeah, maybe it's all young people. Maybe. I didn't thought of that.
For this topic, I'd almost be more curious, what's the most searched celebrity on IMDb?
I can't get you that information right now.
No, but that would be more, I think, appropriate for this category.
How about this guy, Jeremy Allen White?
Yeah, he's from The Bear.
Who's that?
He's the lead character from The Bear. He was also in that Full Nelson movie. He was play a wrestler, part of the wrestling family. I can't think of their name right now. You know him if you see him.
Well, that's 2 people on this list that I've never even heard of.
That's 2 that I did hear of.
And here's the last.
And one's not Colin Powell.
And one's not Colin Powell. Colin.
That is an odd name to have. You'd want to grow up to be a tough guy with a name like that.
At least it wasn't Rectum.
Damn near killed him.
And the last one on the list makes no sense at all. Shane Gillis.
I like Shane Gillis, but again, he's a comedian, not a actor.
Not really.
But I guess he was on that Tires show. He was on Saturday Night Live.
That Tire show is good.
Yeah.
I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
But it wasn't a smash hit.
No.
He's in the top 5 of searched actors. That makes no sense to me. All right, so now you know what kind of game we're playing here.
Not one that scratches anything I'm talking about.
I want to see how you do with musicians.
Ugh.
All right, the top 5 in any order, most searched musicians in 2024. Go.
Well, number 1's probably going to be Taylor Swift.
No.
Is she at least in the top 5?
No.
Get the fuck out of here. I don't buy any of this.
I know.
With the Eras tour, there wasn't... Oh, my God.
Evidently not.
All right, now I'm going to think controversy. I'm going to lose round 2. I'm going to say Diddy.
Yeah. All right. So he made the list. He made the list, and that makes sense.
Okay, then let me see if I can get another one. Steven Tyler.
No.
Okay, I got one then.
Why do you think he'd be on the list?
There's some controversy surrounding his name out there.
All right. Well, stick with Diddy. How about Usher?
Oh, and then Justin Bieber.
Justin Timberlake for some reason is on the
He got
list.
DUI.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He got that, like, his eyes were all glossed over.
I
in
just
his
love how
mugshot.
none of this has anything to do with their music.
Nothing. Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, I should have known that.
Yeah, that makes some sense.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. And Drake.
Drake, because of the other side of that Super Bowl performance.
Which I still don't understand. You explained it to me, and I'm still like, huh?
Well, my explanation probably wasn't that great because I understand about 40% of it.
All right, here's the last category. Top movies in 2024. What
top
were
movies
they?
or top searches?
Well, it's the top searched movies. One of them you'll go, oh, of course. You're just not thinking of it yet. And he said the actor's name earlier.
I said the actor's name. One's Dune.
Dune 2.
Dune 2. Oh, right. That's
Dune
what
Part
I mean.
2. Right. All right. That's good. You got that one.
Okay. Not the one you were thinking that I mentioned the actor of earlier?
No.
I can't remember what actor I said.
You said Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, Deadpool Wolverine.
Deadpool Wolverine. So there's 3 more on this list. One is a kid's movie.
I know the Minecraft trailer came out. No, that was Super Bowl. That wasn't. So Minecraft wouldn't have been out in 2024, right?
Correct. It's not
Okay.
on the list.
Okay. Kids movie.
Pixar.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the hell they came out with. I know Moana 2 came out, but that wasn't a big thing. That would have been Disney anyway. All right, I give up.
Inside Out 2.
Oh, yeah, okay. That was early. That was like spring 2024.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
It's on Disney Plus, but I haven't watched it. My kids watched it.
Yeah?
I didn't, though.
I remember the first one. I remember looking at it going, oh, I'm not going to enjoy this. And by the end, I was like, I loved it. It was great. How about Saltburn?
Never heard of it.
I heard of it. I remember people talking about it for a hot minute, but I don't know what it is.
Is one Terrorizer?
No.
Okay. I was
Terrifier.
Terrifier, right. I was thinking one was going to be a horror movie.
No. The last one on the list.
Saltburn, though.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's something. I couldn't tell you if it's a comedy, a drama, a porno. I don't know what it is.
If it's a porno, I don't think it's hitting Google that often.
And then last on the list, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice.
I just talked about this movie today. You know they announced a third one now?
Guess what's my first leading news story of the day?
Well, let's roll right into it.
Why? First off, I heard who's the director of that? It's
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton. I heard him say, "I'm not going to make a third one."
I heard that definitively stated at the end of the before the second one was released. He said, "I'm definitively not doing a third one. I'm not interested."
And then somebody said, "But we'll get you this much money."
But money.
Oh, okay. Money talks. Yeah, he's going to do another one. I hated that second movie.
Oh, my God. You know, I tried to watch it again. No, I lie. I didn't watch it again. I watched that Everything Wrong With Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, those YouTube videos where they have, like, everything wrong with this movie.
Yeah.
And they have, like, a sin counter of, like, it's think Cinema Sins puts it out.
A sin
And
counter.
I was watching it again, and I was like, this whole movie's a fucking sin.
Yeah.
And Jenna said, I can't believe you're watching this after we watched that shit movie. And I said, yeah, I kind of wanted to convince myself it wasn't as bad as I remembered, but truth is, it's worse.
Your memory held up.
Very much so. Just that fucking, what's his name? Jeff Diddler.
Right. Yeah, I forget his actual name. He's just Diddler.
Jeffrey something.
Jeffrey Tambor. Jeffrey Ross. Jeffrey.
No. He who shall not be named.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll just call him that.
There we go. Because he shouldn't have been shown, but he sure as hell was.
He was a main character in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
So weird.
But I don't remember it being a hit. Like, I don't
No.
think I heard that it was a box office smash that warranted a third movie.
Yeah.
So, here we go. We're going to get another one.
Yippee.
Yahoo! But you know what else we might get? A remake of Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Did you hear about this?
We talked about this before, I think.
We did?
I think we may have. And I said I kind of like how campy the original was. I hope they remake it in a way that's just as bad. Because it's so bad it's good is what it's become. It has such a cult following. It's almost like a Toxic Avenger type thing.
It's a movie that people didn't pay attention to when it came out. It's a sleeper,
Yeah.
right? It's a cult classic. It took a while for people to fall in love with it, but it really is a great 80s silly comedy horror movie. The effects are great for what it is.
Well, yippee goddamn to do.
The comedy's great. You're going to knock my block off? There's stupid jokes, dumb humor through the whole thing, and I think people love this movie.
I had an ex-girlfriend that went to college, and when I went to visit her, they would just show on the local college channel just Killer Klowns and a Steven Seagal movie like back to back all day, all night, just constantly. I think it was like Marked for Death and then Killer Klowns, and it would just like run back to back nonstop.
Marked for Death? I don't even know. Was that Sudden Death?
Oh, maybe that's what it was called.
Wait, I think that was a Van Damme movie when he was in the Pittsburgh Penguins hockey movie.
Was it going to blow up the arena or something?
Yeah, something like that.
I think it was called Marked for Death, and it was definitely Steven Seagal.
Well, check out who's aligned with this. Ryan Gosling is producing a remake of the 1988 cult classic Killer Klowns from Outer Space for Amazon MGM Studios.
He's remaking a lot of classic 80s. He just did Fall Guy, right?
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if he was involved with it or he was just an actor for it. But now I guess
he's the guy that redid Roadhouse too.
Is he?
I don't remember.
That was Jake Gyllenhaal.
I mix the two of them up a lot.
Oh, they're your Gary Busey and your Nick Nolte.
That's a very good way of putting it, yes.
It says this comes after Gosling's production company signed a 3-year deal with Amazon MGM. So he's a producing kind of guy now.
All right.
The original film's creators, the Chiodo brothers, right? They're actually the guys that made the clowns, and they were makeup guys or special effects guys.
Right.
So they're like, we're going to make our own movie. The Chiodo brothers are expected to be involved in the remake in some capacity. The original film follows teenagers Mike and Debbie who discover a group of alien clowns who are harvesting and eating people. Gosling is a fan of the original film and is currently not slated to star in the remake, but that could change. The remake is still in early development and there is no release date yet. You know he's going to make a little cameo in it.
I just love how their whole spaceship was a giant big top tent.
Yes.
And they would like rack people up in
Cotton
candy.
Yeah.
And they weren't really clowns. They were just aliens that resembled what we know as clowns and all the quirky shit they did. Like they had like a big mallet and stuff.
Yep.
It was all just, that was their beings. That was their race.
Their gunshot popcorn that would eat
Right.
you.
That's right. It was so, the big boxing glove, the flowers were like acid.
Yeah,
and shit.
I think so.
Yeah.
Look, I'm no Ryan Gosling fan, but this is something I want to see.
Yeah, I guess.
Why not?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm almost surprised there was no other sequels to that movie. And it's still very marketable. I know, like, Halloween Spirit, every year they have the different animatronics that come out of Tiny and what was the other guy's name? Like Bozo, or it wasn't Bozo. That would have been copyright. But Tiny was definitely the big guy.
Yeah. Oh, no, Tiny was the little guy.
Was Tiny the little guy? I thought it was like a, they call the bald guy Curly kind of thing.
I don't know. We got to watch it again.
We should.
It's been a while.
It's been too long, yeah.
Well, that's what I got on the remake of Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Did you hear about the King of the Hill reboot?
I did.
What do you think? Are you a fan of that show?
It was always dry for my liking, because they always had the Fox animation. So you had The Simpsons, and then eventually you had Family Guy, and you had American Dad in there, and King of the Hill was always just dry to me. And I know it was Mike Judge's other thing after he lost Beavis and Butthead, and MTV wouldn't pay him for Beavis and Butthead the way he wanted to be paid, so this was like his side project.
Yeah.
Because remember, Hank Hill started off as a background character in Beavis and Butthead.
No.
Yeah,
the voice was there, but it wasn't Hank Hill.
But that's where he got the whole idea for Hank Hill, and then he was like a propane salesman. And you're not the two kids that shaved my dog, are you? But I mean, the quirkiest thing about King of the Hill was always Dale Dribble, the neighbor, and Boomhauer. But like Hank was always so, and people made such a big deal out of Bobby Hill, and I was just like, yeah, I don't care about these characters.
The article said the actor who played Dale passed away.
Really?
Yeah. And they're like, well, we don't know what they're going to do there. I think you can get another guy to go. No,
that was Boomhauer. Dale was the exterminator whose wife was screwing the Native American.
Oh, Dale was the exterminator. Right.
Dale's dead bug.
Okay. He did have a kind of distinct voice. Yeah.
Also known as Rusty Shackelford.
Rusty Shackelford.
That was his alias he used whenever he ordered pizzas or anything else because he didn't want his real name out there.
Oh,
he was always like a conspiracy theorist.
Right.
So I did watch it. It just, I mean, I could go the rest of my life without watching it again,
I hated the kid.
Bobby Hill was,
he annoyed me.
And who annoyed me? The niece, Luann.
She was annoying too.
Oh, so annoying.
Yeah.
I was like, I live with enough white trash around me. I don't need to go watch it on television.
Well, let me read this to you. King of the Hill is getting a reboot on Hulu with 2 seasons planned. The reboot will feature a time jump taking place years after the series finale, with Bobby now working as a chef.
Okay, that makes sense.
Most of the original surviving cast will return. I guess we lost Dale. We lost Luann was Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
So I don't know who else is in the show. Oh,
Peggy Hill was...
Tom Petty played a guy.
Yeah, he played a musician.
So he won't be coming back.
Remember Chuck Mangione was on one of those episodes.
Who's Chuck Mangione?
Chuck Mangione was a jazz flugelhorn player.
I'm not up to my up with my flugelhorn players.
Oh, well.
I better do some research.
He was big in the 70s.
Disney Television Group president Greg Erwick believes the reboot will be perfect for our times. He hinted that Hank Hill will be seen in a whole new way.
He was part of January 6th.
That's great. The original series aired on Fox from 1997 to 2009. All right.
Okay. Like, I don't remember a big finale and, farewell. Like, I don't remember any of that when it was on.
I'm with you, man. It was too dry, and it was wrapped around Simpsons and Family Guy. It was like, oh, what's this dry thing in between all this slapstick, dick jokes and all these things? It was
You know what else, man? This is gonna sound like a typical fucking asshole Philly thing, but like it was too based on the fucking Dallas Cowboys. Fuck Dallas. Honest to God, that has nothing to do with the show. Nothing against the show, but at the same time, fuck Dallas.
Yeah, they alienated their Southeast Pennsylvania viewers.
And probably New York. Giants aren't Cowboys fans either.
No, they're not. Yeah, well, I don't know.
Anybody that had America's team shoved down their throat for the past 20 years, 20 winless years, and maybe 2 playoff appearances, they're probably sick of the Dallas Cowboys too.
I think everybody's a little tired of the Dallas Cowboys.
Fair, yeah.
I don't even know many
even Dallas fans are sick of the Dallas Cowboys.
They're a little annoyed. Yeah, they're pretty worn out.
Uncle Jerry better change his goddamn tune.
Well, I got a couple more. I know you brought some news stories. Why don't I just give you one more? Because this came from Brother Dan.
Okay.
This fascinated me. Do you know this story? Did you catch his text that came in?
I don't know that I did.
Oh.
Is this about Frankie Muniz?
No, this is about Mickey Rourke.
Oh, I did see this, but I don't think I read the whole story. Go ahead.
Dan sends it, and it's like the last episode we're joking about how, we don't need his submissions. We're always on top of what he sends over. He sends this over. I'm like,
he comes in, calls his shot. It's a fucking home run.
So Mickey Rourke is on this Big Brother UK.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big Brother is like the surreal life. Like it's a reality show where they put all these people together.
Real world, but with D-list celebrities.
Well, they kick him out because of unacceptable behavior.
Yeah.
If you read it, good for you, because we're not allowed to. I don't want to say it here because YouTube might go, oh, they're saying hate stuff and censor us and all that. Because now that we're going to try video, there's all these things we can't say now that we used to say on the regular show. There is. You ever hear that? You ever watch YouTube videos and they're censoring?
Can I still say
everything?
Fuck Dallas or no?
I don't know.
Okay.
That was my first thought.
I stand by it.
We might not get any monetization on the YouTubes.
Oh, well.
They censor everything.
I'll clean it up a little bit. Maybe.
Well, I'm doing the editing.
Okay. No, I meant real life. I'll try and clean it up a little bit. No promises, though.
I think we're screwed already for this episode. Mickey Rourke has agreed to exit Celebrity Big Brother UK after he used inappropriate language and instances of unacceptable behavior, according to a spokesperson for the show. The actor's departure was related to a disagreement with fellow contestant Chris Hughes, who's some UK talk show host. But he was doing... earlier this week, Rourke was reprimanded after he got into a confrontation with JoJo Siwa.
Oh, well, yeah, she's the one that looks like she was like a pop kid thing, and then she was a pop kid star. Then she came out dressed like Gene Simmons at some event.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know much about her at all. She's like a Disney kid.
Yeah, I think she used to be, or that style of celebrity.
She's going down that Miley Cyrus road. Like,
yes, I'm not a kid anymore.
I'm sexy now. And
yes.
I'm a peacock now. Look at all my parts. Well, anyway, I guess she's gay because he was making homophobic jokes.
Yes, she came out as LGBTQ.
Like, what are you doing? You can't say shit like that.
He's Mickey Rourke. What were they expecting?
I don't know. You have a 72-year-old guy who is already inappropriate to begin with. He's always been inappropriate.
I think he took a few shots to the head a couple times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're right.
He had some struggles with drugs as well. I mean, he's not going to play well with the woke agenda.
No, not at all. And we're talking about The Amazing Race and Dancing with the Stars and all these shows that you know your career is over when you're on.
Yeah, here you are, the surreal life.
Basically the surreal life, yeah.
And these Brits won an SNL. What's that going to play like? You know? Not well.
Oh, it made me laugh. It just, like, what an idiot. What a fool. He's like, yeah, I agree. I said some bad shit. See you later. I wonder if he still gets paid for it.
I mean, probably for the shows he was on. I don't know how deep they are into this season or anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was an amusing story, so I thought I'd share it.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Thanks for sending one in that actually we didn't hear about.
Here's one. Did you hear about this? This came across my news feed. It was a Variety interview with Kevin Bacon this week. And he's talking about the different dialogue he had in all the different movies over the course of his career. I was talking about Wild Things, like 1994's Wild Things with Nev Campbell, and I think Matt Dillon was in there.
Yep, and
who was the other girl?
Denise Richards.
Denise Richards, you're absolutely right. Well, this movie was filmed. I don't remember enough about the plot to know where the movie took place, but it was filmed down the Florida Everglades. And this got me thinking about your fan boat story a little bit. While filming the movie, they pushed a raft out with lighting to get better lighting for the shot, and they just saw a dead body float by. And they're like, on the walkie-talkies, like I remember them saying, "We got a floater." And then the director confirmed this in an earlier interview that, oh yeah, there was a floater on the scene of, or on the set of Wild Things.
I love they call them floaters.
Yeah, like it was just a very accepted thing.
We got a floater.
That's exactly how it went.
Wow.
It was just some AD, just, oh, hey guys, we got a floater over here. And to which, when questioned more about it, Kevin Bacon just said, yeah, it really kind of added to the overall feel of that movie.
Really? Because that was like a sexy movie.
There was some darkness to it, though.
Was there?
Yeah.
I barely remember what that was about.
Yeah.
I just remember the
pool scene. That's all anybody watched back then.
That's all anybody cared about. That is my biggest fear, to be walking out in the woods and stumble upon a dead body like Stand By Me.
Dude, when I used to Stand By Me, I used to work at KB Toys, as we talked about on here before. And whenever I'd go out to the dumpster to take the trash out or the cardboard out, I was always afraid I was going to open up the dumpster and be like, oh, that's a dead body.
This face looking at you. Ah!
So I know we did fears and phobias. I don't know if there's an actual phobia of finding a dead body. I mean, there's fear of death. That's a very common one. But I don't know if there's an actual thing for finding a dead body or a corpse. But I got it because that was one of my biggest fears going out to that dumpster.
Yeah. Oof. Here's a dark story. Since we're now getting dark, you knew me at the time too. I had an apartment building where somebody killed somebody, threw them in my dumpster.
What?
In my dumpster, yeah, in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. So I could have taken the trash out.
Oh, I didn't know you at Willow Grove.
No, I guess that was before we met.
Yeah.
But so it was close to happening to me. If I was the person that took the trash out of that dumpster, I might have seen a body in there.
Dude, that kind of makes my ass hurt a little bit thinking about that. Like, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Shit's real, man.
I don't like that, man.
It's dark out there. Brother Rob, who was talking about, is that who you said was talking about New Orleans?
Yeah.
Dude, we were on Bourbon Street, and it's so packed, and people are shooting guns.
Yeah.
And
you said you just missed it.
We just missed it. I didn't hear anything. It is so just like crazy out there in the world right now that people are just shooting guns, and nobody really is freaked out by this stuff anymore.
Here's the weird thing, though. Like, seeing somebody get shot, I don't think I'd have a problem seeing the violence. It would just be finding the aftermath that would freak me out.
You think?
Like, I don't want to see the decay in that part of it.
Oh, see, I'm okay with that because I've seen enough zombie movies. Maybe you're desensitized from all the action movies you watch.
I don't know if it's that. There's also that moral thing where it's like, oh, well, now I got to report this. Now I'm going to have to file a fucking report with the cops and the whole thing. As where, like, if it just happens and I'm a witness, there's a lot of witnesses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be grossed out by the decay. I'd just be sad. I'd be so sad that I'm witnessing this thing. You know, a dead person. Somebody's...
I like that you're like empathetic for the victim. I'm like, well, I didn't need this today.
Look at me with the empathy.
All right, I guess I'm the dickhead in this episode.
It's usually me. But I'm okay with the zombie face. Yeah, they can look gross.
Nah, I don't want to see that.
What do we call Gene Hackman the other? Drippy. I can handle drippy dead people. I just feel bad that they're dead.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I think so. Speaking of zombies and dead people, did you see the teaser trailer for 28 Years Later?
No, did that come out?
Yeah, it was, I don't know. It was a teaser trailer, so it was 15 seconds of, huh? That's kind of how I viewed it.
Just zombies chasing people.
No, like flashes of still shots or flashes. It was not very well done, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
What would happen to the UK after 28 years of this virus running rampant? How could any survivors survive after 28 years of these? Because their zombies were fast zombies. They were like pretty.
Right.
They weren't no crawlers or no dragging their feet and shit. They were fast.
See, I loved zombie movies as a kid in the 80s.
Yeah.
But the 80s did it best. And nobody's going to do it better than that. It's a place and time thing. Like funny, silly zombies. They're the best. They are the best. Like they're doing Return of the Living Dead. They're trying to bring that back. Like I don't think it's gonna work.
Well, the floater on the set of Wild Things was not a zombie. It just floated on by, and I guess I had to call the authorities.
Got a floater. Speaking of trailers, did you see the new Fantastic Four trailer that came out today?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They show the Silver Surfer. They show a little bit of Galactus. It's just a little bit more than we saw before.
Silver Surfer's being played by the girl that was on the that show with Jason Bateman, Ozarks.
I don't know.
Yeah, that girl was from Ozark.
It looks exactly like the other Fantastic Four movie with the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not excited for this movie at all. And I'm even less excited after seeing the second trailer. And they're putting all their money into this for it being the big summer hit. Because that other movie, the Thunderbolts, that's coming out in like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So that's not a summer movie.
No, but I know people that already bought tickets for it. There's some clamor for that.
Is there?
Yeah.
I'm not hearing it.
Well,
I'm interested in it, but they're all side characters.
They are.
Third tier players in this thing, and they're trying to build these universes, or these giant blockbusters rather, around those characters. I don't see that one working any better than the Captain America movie just worked.
Did you see the trailer for the Sinners movie with Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld?
No.
Yeah, I don't really know a lot about it. It's not playing around here. Like, we can't see it. But it looked like a Wild West kind of feel in town, and there's vampires.
I'm over vampires too. Just like
zombies. Pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
A new spin on vampires?
I hear great things about the reviews on this movie, and we can't even go see it.
Oh, that sucks.
So I don't know if it's a limited release type thing, and maybe we'll get it eventually, but I don't know.
Why are they doing it that way?
I don't know. I just found out about it today.
I mean, that's not how you're going to get your money back if you're barely showing the movie to anybody.
No.
Maybe they think it stinks.
I don't even know who put it out. I'd look it up, but my phone's over there.
Yeah, your phone's recording us.
I do have one other story. Get a little controversial. You saw the Blue Origin all-women space flight this past week.
Yes.
Of course you did. Because it was kind of a big publicity thing, right?
The only thing I know about it is a headline that I read that Katy Perry was singing a song that was annoying everybody. And I was like, that's just a dumb headline. I'm not even going to read the story. I know Gayle King is on there.
Gayle King was on there. Katy Perry was on there. Jeff Bezos' fiance was on there.
Right.
And then there were two scientists that were on there as well. Now, Blue Origin is it's kind of like a joyride type thing. You can pay $125,000 and go on an 11-minute flight up into the
orbit.
I guess you're going out like just into space, and then you're up there for 3 minutes and you experience weightlessness, and then you come back down.
That's all it is?
Yeah, that's it.
Shit, they're going to have those kind of rides on boardwalks soon.
Yeah, it's kind of like that slingshot ride.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I brought it up because there's been so much publicity around it. It was the all-female crew and everything, but it wasn't a science mission. It was like a space joyride. You know what I mean? And the story I have on my phone that I can't read right now, in People magazine, if it's still called People magazine, Gayle King came out in defense saying that they're doing very important things, and Jeff Bezos is a genius, and he's experimenting with ways that they can take trash and refuse from Earth and launch it into space to clean up our planet, which is all well and good, but that's not what your space flight was about. I also read things that some other celebrities came out, especially against Katy Perry. Katy Perry caught some shit in the whole wake of this flight. I know Kesha came out saying, like, can we send her back?
Oh.
And Olivia Wilde, the one that was married to Jason Sudeikis for a while, she took a picture. I guess when Katy Perry landed, she like put her arms up in the air and then kissed the ground. She said, yeah, big deal. I kind of feel that way every time I get off a commercial airline these days.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But Gayle King was like, no, this is a big thing. We're inspiring other young women and things like that. But it just seemed like a big publicity ploy to me. Like it was maybe a way for Jeff Bezos just to get more people to spend $125,000 to go on this 11-minute joyride.
Yeah, it's just a recreational thing.
That's what it is. It's recreational. It's not scientific or anything.
What's this about throwing trash into space? I mean,
that's what Gayle King is saying. Jeff Bezos's long-term goal is to help with landfills and trash on Earth, I guess. I don't really know what she was talking about. I'd read her quotes, but they're on the phone.
Shoot it into the sun like Superman did with all the nukes in Quest for Peace.
There was talk back when I remember this remember the Weekly Reader you would get in elementary school?
Oh my God, the Weekly Reader.
Right?
Yes, I do remember that.
I vividly remember this one episode was just like, what do we do with all the nuclear waste from nuclear power plants? And this was the 80s, so of course everything nuclear is like Russia and US, and what do we do with all this, uranium-238? Well, they were like, can we just shoot it into the sun? And they were like, well, no, you really can't shoot it into the sun because if something would happen to the rocket, it could drop nuclear fallout across Earth, so we can't risk it. I guess we could do that with trash, though? I don't fucking know.
Could you imagine something goes wrong, you look up and it's all like flaming litter just coming down like, oh, great.
Oh, here we go again.
Good job, humanity. We did it to ourselves.
Did it again. Boy, the aliens are going to get really pissed off at us if we start throwing junk out there.
Yeah.
We already have satellites orbiting around.
I think about that sometimes. Every time a spaceship goes up and launches off its like extra parts, like that's all floating up there.
Not all. I mean, Elon Musk is bringing back down his boosters and stuff. They're reusing boosters.
He's only bringing it down to save money, I'm sure. It's probably
Sure
cheaper to bring it down than remanufacture those things.
Sure it is.
Interesting.
But you know how many dead satellites are floating around up there?
No.
A lot.
But I imagine there's a lot. Yeah.
So
they just get abandoned.
So I'm not against the all women astronaut thing. I just feel that it's a ploy. I feel like they're kind of being used, and they're using feminism to push the push the significance of this flight.
Well, Gayle King's an Oprah type, right?
Well, she's
everything that she does, she has to announce and make it sound like there's some grand reason she did it.
I don't know if it's true, but I believe I think it was Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, or maybe it was Stephen Colbert, one of the night shows. They said that Gayle King only did this because Oprah told her that she really should, because if she doesn't, she's going to have FOMO. And then when they show Gayle King walk into the shuttle, she was just like, everybody's happy and smiling and ringing this bell, and Gayle King's just like, ding, ding, and she's like, walks up, she's like all pissed off, like...
I'm sure it's more like...
It was funny.
Gayle, your Q rating is sliding down. You better get on this ship.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's going to be more and more of that stuff. And one day, I don't know that I'll be alive for it, but it'll be a common thing to be able to take a rocket ship to space.
Sure.
Sounds like it's getting there. With SpaceX, that's the other one that Elon runs.
Yeah.
Right? And this one's Blue Origin.
Blue Origin, yeah.
And there's probably a couple other companies that are trying to do this.
Well, they're trying to privatize space flight and space travel.
This is like, so when the world ends, there'll be a handful of people that have bought their tickets to space. It's just like the Fallout show. It's like when the world ends, a few people bought, the ability to be in those underground bunkers.
I feel like that was a Twilight Zone episode, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think so, where they had the chosen people could get on the flight.
Oh, I don't remember.
And they had to like barter to get like their dad on or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget.
I just stole it.
That could have been a Simpsons episode, though. But they stole a lot of their stuff from Twilight Zone, so I could still be right.
Yeah. I don't know. Would if somebody said to you, all right, you get to go to space. I'm paying for it. You get to go. I'm spending the $20 billion for you to go up and hang out in space for 11 minutes. Would you do it?
It seems pointless. The fact that it's 11 minutes seems pointless.
I watched the Challenger explode in '84.
Yeah, me too. I was home from school sick that day.
Really?
I will never forget.
We watched it in class.
Holy hell.
Yeah, so our whole classroom watched it happen. And like a bunch of stupid animals, we applauded. We applauded, Scott.
Really?
I was 9 years old. We didn't know how to handle death. We didn't know. We clapped.
Wow.
It was so bizarre now looking at it, but we were just freaked out. And our response was, yay! We see an explosion. That's fun. Like, no, that was horrible. But so that stuck with me.
I just remember they kept showing her dad, like, at the launch site. and she just started crying and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, this is awful.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't something I was able to handle at 9 years old.
I was 4.
I can't believe you remember it.
I remember lots of stuff like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's your earliest memory? The womb.
No, I'm not like that.
It's a little tight in there.
So that's all I got. You got any more news stories?
No, I think that's it. We're at our normal time, so we can wrap it up.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. If you can see us, thanks for joining.
If the video isn't there, it means something went wrong with this recording, and you could be laughing right now going, those fuckers, they didn't put any video
That
up.
could be a dead phone on a stand for all I know.
It could be.
Anyway, thanks for listening. Tell a friend, and we'll see you next week.